Okay, my bad. Like, I was running out of minutes and stuff. So, anyway, so this second part of the video, if you just so happen came to this one and didn't look at the first one first, and I'm just talking about my life with sickle cell and some of the things that I've been through that I've never talked about, and I'm talking about these things for the first time. And I left off talking about when I was living in a homeless shelter. One day I was sitting outside, and on days that it would rain, I would walk to Walgreens, and I would stay in Walgreens until close to 4 o'clock, so I wouldn't be, out in the rain. And so the people at Walgreens knew me very well from being up there, and I mean, it was a hard moment in my life, but it's things about it that I cherish. And so I left Walgreens, and I had like an hour to go, and so I sat on the curb on the side of the street here in Memphis off of Union, and this white guy walks up to me, and he says, "I see you outside every day sitting here." He said, "Where do you live?" And I said, "In this homeless shelter down the street." And he says to me, "Well, I don't have much to offer you, but I do have a small apartment complex, and I could let you get a 1-bedroom apartment there, and you would only have to pay $375 for the rent." And my disability check was like $512 at the time. So that was when it started turning around for me, and I said, I just cried. I didn't know what to say. And so I was so excited, but it was 2 weeks before the apartment would be finished because he had to paint. So I go back to the shelter. I'm excited, and I'm telling my best friend Darla, she lived in the shelter with me, and I'm telling her, and I'm like, "Girl, I'm gonna help you get an apartment too, over in the complex, and that way we can be in the same complex together." And I always been like ride or die for people. Like, if anybody watching this video know me, like, I'm gonna be loyal to the end. And so I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna hook you up too." So I went and talked to the people that ran this shelter about it, and the next day, they told me that I had to leave, that they were putting me out of the shelter because I was a liability. Having sickle cell and being pregnant was too big of a liability. And I only had 2 weeks to be there, and they put me out. So, I'm homeless again. And so I went to the guy, the landlord, and I said, "Hey, I just got put out of the shelter, I have nowhere to go." And he says to me, "Well," he said, "I'm not finished with the apartment yet, and because it's a small complex, I work it myself." I was like, "I'll help you. I'll help you finish the apartment if you let me move in." So he let me move in, and I moved in, and oh my gosh, the roaches was so bad. When I opened the door to the apartment, I had a shower of roaches fall on my head. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Ugh. And I mean, I've seen roaches before, y'all. Come on. But a shower of roaches, like a hurricane of roaches, no. So, I was just looking around. I'm just like, wow. It's like something out of a movie. And I told the guy, I was going to do whatever I could to help him get the apartment ready. And I didn't have any furniture. I had nothing. Nothing. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I had nothing. So I got this air mattress. I don't even remember where I got it from. I think a thrift store or something. And I put it on the floor, and I bought a can of Raid from that Walgreens that I always hung out at. Sprayed the Raid around the bed. I made like a boundary for the roaches so they wouldn't come across it, because when I was asleep I would wake up with roaches all over me. And the third night that I did it, it started to die down some, and I wake up maybe 20 roaches, and the next day 10, they got less and less.